Well, we just planted the last block of that's available in the vineyard, 2.5 acres of Pomard, clone 777 and 667. All on the same rootstock that the old vineyard is planted on, which is RG or Riparior gloire. As with all other vineyards in the area now, we always graft onto an American rootstock, as opposed to using what is called your own roots in order to avoid the phylloxera plague, which of course wiped out the European and French industry in the late 1800s. The reason for the RG rootstock, by the way, is its early ripening. And when I first planted in 2000, I knew that being a small operator, we'd have difficulty getting labor during the peak of the season. And I wanted to try to figure out how to get ahead of the curve. Well, RG is early ripening, so I gain a week or so by using that rootstock. The other advantage is we beat the bird migrations. So I've never had to net the vineyards just by gaining a week or so. It wasn't very popular, and some guys made some fun of me, but they don't anymore. I think more and more people are using it. Well, clearing the land, picking the rocks, pretty straightforward. The next step is to lay out the grid. I wanted the rows to be in line with the vineyard blocks below and above it. So we laid out the lines and then put the line posts in. So for every 4 vines or 20 feet, we put in a line post, the metal post, and those support the wires, of course. So once you got the end post in, the line post, then we string 2 wires. The first being the lower one for the drip line. We hang on that wire a black poly line and put emitters in for the drip irrigation. We use what we call a pencil rod, a steel rod that we tie the vine to, and that rod is tied to the fruiting wire. You got a drip line, a fruiting wire, a rod, and tie the vine to that. The old vineyard has 3 clones, Pomard, 777 and 115. The 777 is a clone that people like a great deal, but the Pomard was #1. That's what I call Hans, after our grandson, that always sells out first. So I put in an acre of Pomard. For a variety, I put in some 667, a slight variation on the 777, and then a bit more of the 777. For a total of 2.5 acres.